I am not a financial advisor. The content provided in this video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice. I am just a cryptocurrency enthusiast sharing my personal opinions and beliefs about the crypto space. Please conduct your own research and consult with a professional financial advisor before making any investment decisions. What is up, everybody? It's Michael, aka Mr. Creekside, and it is a foggy morning. Very foggy. So I decided I would take a little bit of a walk. I mean, this is the perfect scenery for basically the topic of discussion, and that is you're being lied to, and it is intentional to misdirect you. Alright? So the other day, on the Senate floor, Liz Warren and Jamie Dimon had an exchange. Now, when you hear Elizabeth Warren, you should already know she is known for putting out the questions, giving the people the questions before these Senate hearings. That way they can prep and have the right answer. I'm not going to go ahead and play this clip because it's a few minutes long and I'm trying to keep this video short. But basically, in short, Liz Warren got caught sending emails back and forth with the SEC to coordinate the questions and answers that were going to be provided on the Senate floor hearing. If that is not disingenuous, if you do not believe that is misleading to the American people, I don't know what to tell you. And if you don't want to listen to this clip because it says Fox News, guys, get with the times. In this era, they want you to be biased against the news sources. That way you can't put two and two together and figure out really what's going on. It is important to hear news from all sides. That way you can form an informed decision instead of a decision that is made for you. Do you get where I'm going with this? But anyways, let's get back into this, because they're lying to you. I mean, I think that's disingenuous off jump, but that's the type of woman she is. Now, she claims that she is for the people, by the people, and she wants to shut these big banks and corporations down, and she wants to make sure that they pay their fair share, but she's aligned with them. And you're like, wait a minute, Liz Warren aligned with the banks? Yes. You see, like out here, it's foggy, you can't see far. The idea is to put smoke across the battlefield and misdirect your enemy. I mean, that is the art of war, is it not? You want to misdirect the people that you're going against. And Liz Warren, unfortunately, is against the people. So in this meeting that they had, she basically said that, or she asked,
have a new way to get around the Bank Secrecy Act, cryptocurrency. Last year, an estimated $20 billion in illicit crypto transactions funded every kind of dangerous criminal. North Korea has funded at least half its missile program, including nuclear weapons, using the proceeds of crypto crime. And Israeli officials have confirmed that Hamas received millions of dollars through crypto transactions, including, quote, large sums from Iran. Mr. Dimon, you've been CEO.
Before she asks her question, I have a question for her, and that's Senator Warren. With all due respect, how many of those crimes are facilitated in the U.S. dollar? How many of them are facilitated in other dollars that are not U.S. denominated notes? I know you have access to this information. I would like to know. And then compare the numbers back and forth, and then let me know which one facilitates the most transactions, kinda. But anyways, back to what you were saying.
You've been CEO of JPMorgan for almost 2 decades. Can you explain why crypto is such an attractive financial tool for terrorists, drug traffickers, and rogue nations?
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, et cetera. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case. because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have been built up over many years, know your customer, sanctions, OFAC, they can bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Of course he's going to say that. But the media and the public run with it because that's the narrative that they want. They want to tell you all that, oh, it should be shut down and blah, 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 blah. The reason why Jamie Dimon wants it shut down is because Bitcoin doesn't need them. You see, Bitcoin doesn't go through the banking system. It doesn't even use the same anything, really, that any of the banking system currently has. See, our current banking system, the technology is from like the 70s. Hard to believe. And I mean, we're in the, 2020, about to be 2024? It's 2023, December 2023 right now. And they use technology from back in the day. You know, it's called the Swift payment system, stuff like that. You can look it up. All right. And so she's up there and he says he would shut the whole thing down. But the funny thing is what about JPMorgan coin? As you can see here in a quick search, JPM coin is a blockchain-powered stablecoin pegged to the US dollar designed to facilitate instant payments. JPMorgan issued this coin. This is a JPMorgan coin. What about Onyx by JPMorgan? And as you can see here, this is Onyx by JPMorgan. It's a blockchain-based cross-border payment system that they are designing. This basically would be like XRP or some of those other financial coins that are looking to be financial institution coins, cross-border payment coins, or central bank distributed currencies. This is going to be JP Morgan's version. I don't really know much about it, but I know it's blockchain based. It could be a private ledger, which means that the banking and all that money, all the transactions would be hid behind the scenes and would not be shown to the public. So it wouldn't be able to prove, or they wouldn't be able to prove that there's no double spending or anything like that to the public. The public wouldn't be able to audit it or anything like that. It's kind of a weird system, but this is how the banks stay in control. They have their private ledgers. JP Morgan, what about Ethereum? In a deal called Project North Star, JP Morgan won a significant slice in MetaMask and Infura. MetaMask is a wallet. It is the most known and used wallet on the Ethereum network, and Infura is a node network, which is also a major player in the Ethereum space. And it's kind of funny that JP Morgan wound up becoming a significant shareholder from this and earns money off of the fees. And to just give you an idea of him owning a share in these companies is pretty bad, because JP Morgan at this point can control what happens on the MetaMask servers. That means he can control what happens on your wallets and your crypto wallets with MetaMask. And not only does he control MetaMask, and Infura gets about 13 billion code requests per day. It helps developers not have to run a full node for their project and still be able to be a dApp on the network. Well, if JP Morgan had decided to shut that down, imagine how many dApps would get shut down. If he didn't like you or he had a competitor, and you see where the problem of this is going. There's nobody else in this space, and Ethereum is working on trying to fix that right now. But JP Morgan is heavily invested into Ethereum, and he is being disingenuous. So I just wanted to point that out. And he has a very big control of it too. So Ethereum is not as decentralized as they say. So please be careful. Please be careful. I do not trust Jamie Dimon, and I do not believe that he has your best interest at heart. I'm not going to say that he is a bad guy. I don't personally know him, but I've seen his decision making. I've seen some of the decisions that he's made. I've seen some of the things that are going on around him, and I do not trust him, and I do not think that he has anybody's best interest at heart other than his and that bank. That is it. Jamie, what about Axelar? Didn't you just put money in them? JPMorgan Onyx Digital Assets team collaborating with WisdomTree, Apollo, blockchain technology providers, Avalanche, Oasis, and multiple other places, Axelar, multiple blockchains, are looking for a way to manage tokenized assets. And we're talking real estate, private equity, infrastructure, and anything else that you can possibly think of in this world. They're looking for a way to manage all of these assets, to buy and sell them across multiple different chains and platforms. If you haven't caught on yet, blockchain technology is going to be the future. They're not going to let this go. But the idea is to manage properties, cars, houses, our infrastructure. Everything is going to be tokenized. Everything's going to be an NFT. And no, not like a little ape, little picture. No, we're talking like you're going to get a little token, and that's going to be your deed to your house. You're going to get a token, and that's going to be the deed to your car. You're going to get a token, and that's going to be your plot of land. Like, nothing's going to be paper anymore. Everything's going to be stored on all these blockchains and held there. That is what they're pushing for. So, I don't know really what to tell y'all, but yeah. I'm just asking for a friend. Jamie, you say you want to shut down this whole sector, and I hear you. If I ran a bank and my business was in trouble, I would, want to shut down whatever was opposing me too. You say that Bitcoin's only used to facilitate crimes and all of that, but Jamie, didn't JPMorgan facilitate Jeffrey Epstein? Didn't y'all give him a bank account? I'm not trying to be disrespectful here. I'm not trying to pick a fight. But I'm just saying, Jamie, wasn't your ship used to move drugs? Jamie, now I know you can't control the drug thing. But there's traffickers everywhere. But come on, Jamie. You're over here saying that Bitcoin is used to facilitate these transactions when we know that the US dollar is the hardest asset to track. Yeah, they got serial numbers on them, but when they change hand to hand, what does that serial number really do? That serial number only works when it goes back into a bank, and you, like most people know, criminals don't put their money in the bank. You're in the banking sector. I'm not calling you a criminal, I'm just saying. So you're over here saying that you would shut the whole industry down, and she's all like, look, or woo, yeah, like she's all for it. Like he said exactly what she wanted. They're trying to shut down crypto because it is an asset that you own. They don't control. They can't get their fingers on it once it's in your wallet. Yes, it's all held. Like your wallet doesn't technically hold your coins. It holds the keys and the codes to get access to your coins. Your coins never leave the internet. I hope y'all understand that. But, she's up there saying, oh, it needs to end. It needs to end. And then you got our SEC chairman, Gary Gensler. Now, I don't know if any of y'all heard me talk about him. Oh my God, I can't stand this dude. He used to work at MIT or gave speeches at MIT. You can look this up too, on the power of cryptocurrency. He actually called a lot of currencies not securities. He was actually for the technology. He loves it. He adores it. But in his position that he is in now, he has to hate them. Some of these coins that he called a security are coins that he actively argued for. And I'm going to show you a clip right now. Now, I know I said we're going to watch a clip. I know you can see, I just typed in Gary Gensler, MIT, up here at the top of the screen. And we're just going to go ahead, we're going to scroll down the top, okay? I did this search on Twitter just to kind of show y'all how amazing Twitter is. And
So we already know in the U.S. and in many other jurisdictions that 3/4 of the market are not ICOs or not what would be called securities. Even in the U.S., Canada, and Taiwan, the 3 jurisdictions that follow something similar to the Howey test that we've talked about, 3/4 of the market is non-securities. It's just a commodity, a cash crypto. So you'll hear debates about initial coin offerings and what's a security and what's not a security. Relevant and important debate. But for 3/4 of the market, it's not particularly relevant as a legal matter, as a regulatory matter. Brodish.
I just want to say, you heard the man himself. 3/4 of the market is not securities. All right. So that's video number 1. This is what people describe as ETHgate.
In 2018, the Securities and Exchange Commission has said, regardless of what it might have been in 2014, it's now sufficiently decentralized that we'll consider it not a security. And in 2000.
Here's where he's telling people to read the Bitcoin white paper.
Them are just applications, computer code to move the ledger somewhere else. But the riddle remained. You remember that riddle, how to move money peer-to-peer without a central authority. And that's what I'm asking for next class, Thursday, to actually read. I wouldn't wing it, and I wouldn't be afraid of it. Satoshi Nakamoto wrote a paper that everybody in this class, if you're at MIT and a few of you are at Harvard, I'm telling you, you can read it. You'll understand maybe a half to 2/3 of it. It's not deeply technical. It's only 8 or 9 pages. Bitcoin futures and I think Ethereum futures and so forth will exist, and Bitcoin ETFs have not, and that feels a little inconsistent to me as an observer, and I'm now in academia, but it feels a little inconsistent, even though the laws aren't exactly the same. They're quite similar. Bitcoin futures.
Seems like to me that the Bitcoin ETF is all but guaranteed because it doesn't sit well with Gary Gensler. But as you can see, Gary Gensler is pro-crypto. Or was pro-crypto. He actively advertised some of these coins that he just showed to his class or the people that he taught. Like, come on, y'all. You see this? So smoke and mirrors, like they're misdirecting you. They're saying they're going to shut it down. Oh, we're going to shut it down. But then you get people like Larry Fink. They're saying, like, all right, so Jamie Dimon's saying it's only for crimes and it's only for this, it's only for that. Think about this. Why is the biggest asset manager in the world, BlackRock, getting ready to dump money into crypto through an ETF? To me, it just doesn't make sense. And, if it's only used for crime, they wouldn't do that. You got all these corporations, these businesses, they want to put money in crypto. You got MicroStrategy dumping tens to hundreds of millions of dollars into Bitcoin at a time, buying it up. I think he owns like 170-some thousand Bitcoin right now. And in the first video, I think it was less than 0.003 is what it would be if every person in the world, if you did the math by 8 billion people, had a Bitcoin. So think of all those people and the $100 million and stuff that aren't going to be able to get it. But they sit there and they tell you, don't buy it, it's all a scam. You got Ethereum running the new smart contracts for NFTs, tokenized assets. You know what they're going to tokenize soon? Everything. You know what they already tokenized? Music, art, movies. They're already working on this. Like, that's what NFTs are for. Like, this is going to be the future. This is going to be the future. But, in my opinion, again, this is all my opinion, and like I said at the beginning of the video on the disclaimer, I'm just an enthusiast that truly believes in this tech. I see JPMorgan designing his own blockchains, his own stuff like that. I see BlackRock begging for an ETF. I see Fidelity and all Fidelity, ARK Invest, like there's like 12 Bitcoin ETFs that are filed right now by major corporations, but they're still having congressional and Senate hearings saying crypto bad, don't buy. Like, to me, it's so wrong. And that's the whole point of this. See, all these rich people, all these politicians, they say that they're for you, but once they get in power, they have these lobbyists pay them money, and all of them are paid to say and push this country in a direction that we don't approve of. You know, that's what DEI was for: diversity, equity, and inclusion. All that stuff, like BlackRock pushed that stuff, and that's what it was for. It was for just these companies taking your money. You know, you work hard, we build these companies up, we stay loyal to brands. Ooh, yeah, these brands are amazing. Yeah, we stay loyal to them, but like when you do that, they take these monies, like the money that they earn, they pay their employees low, and then they put it in to push in these ideas more and more and more, and forcing you into a direction that you don't want to be in. Now, I'm not trying to chime into politics or anything like that, but this space actually directly ties in with politics. It relies on politics. So I just want to sit here and talk to y'all about this and tell y'all, you know, they're misdirecting you. They're lying to you, and I'm so sorry. I'm still getting new to this, but it's easier now doing it like this. Like, I feel like in the office when I was trying to write or do the little speech, it just didn't work. Like, I was all tense and nervous and stuff, but out here where I'm my natural domain, I feel better. So I personally think everything is a smoke and mirrors, and I personally don't trust Liz Warren. I don't trust these politicians. I don't trust these banks. I see what they're doing. I see that they're lying to people. I see that they're trying to keep total control. Now, you see that they're pushing for a central bank digital currency. That is not what you want. I'm sure you've heard, and if you haven't, you should look into what really happened to the Canadian truckers. They just said that they should have the freedom to choose, and the government passed a law where they could freeze their assets. No matter what side of the aisle that you fall on, this is a travesty. They shut down and were able to take people's money out of their bank accounts just for protesting something that they didn't agree with. Now, you might not have agreed with the message. You might have agreed with the message. But regardless, maybe next time it'll be you. Maybe it'll be your message that they're trying to silence. Maybe it'll be your wealth that they try to seize. You don't believe that this can happen to you here in the States? You're like, oh, but my freedom. I hear you. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But let me explain something to you. Have you ever heard of civil asset forfeiture? You know the government can seize your assets if they suspect you of gaining said assets by a crime. They don't even need to have proof of suspicion. They can just seize your assets. Proof is right here. That's crazy, right? I bet you a lot of you all didn't even know that. That's insane. So go ahead, take your US dollars to the airport. Take your gold bar to the airport. I bet you won't even make it through the baggage area. You want to know why? Because the moment that they find out that you have it, they're not going to let you take it. That's what I'm saying. You can't undeclare any amount of money or anything. The government wants full tabs. Cash was king. I'll give it to it. I love cash. Loved it. Wholeheartedly wish that it would stay around. But it's not. You want to know why? Because they want full control. And if they can push you into their digital world, they can have full control. You going to give it to them or what? You got the UK talking about they want to limit how much money their people are allowed to earn a year. Like, do you know how messed up that is? Like, you work hard and like your whole life, like you're working hard, you're trying to get by, and they limit how much money you can make, and then send the rest of it back to the government or whoever. Like, that's not right. I personally don't think that's right. You know, building generational wealth, that's not bad. But greed, that is. I mean, if you worked really hard and you took care of all your people and you did the stuff and you're not, and the people that work for you are happy and they're living successful lives too, I mean, you're doing something. But if everybody that works for you, if they barely get by and they can't get the same access to some of the stuff, I mean, even if it don't have to be the same size house, it's just a house. If they can't live, if they can't buy food for the kids, I mean, that's not good. I don't know where we got like that, but I mean, this is a chance to bring it back to normal. One thing I really like about crypto, though, is like they say that nobody's using crypto for good places. Did you know right now there's countries that if you have Bitcoin, like a certain amount, they'll give you free citizenship in their country? I know El Salvador's one. They're going to give it to you. If you have $1 million in Bitcoin or any other asset, you're allowed to live in El Salvador and get a full citizenship there. I mean, and there's other places that do it too. I want to enter one little caveat here. You have to invest $1 million into El Salvador to get that citizenship. But do you understand what $1 million in El Salvador really would do? You know how far that money would go? I'll let that kind of sink in because it's kind of a lot. And yeah, so if you were gonna invest into an up and rising country that's embracing this technology wholeheartedly, here's your opportunity. I don't know if any of y'all have money to do so, but here's a chance. And then there's now countries that are offering, which is wild. This is really a thing now. So you heard about digital IDs and stuff like that. You got countries now that are offering digital IDs. That way you can access crypto services that you can't get in the United States. This is the Palu ID. I butchered that. I know I butchered that. I'm an uncultured country boy. I am sorry, but this ID service right here will give you access to leverage trading, airdrops, crypto things of that nature. You are fully able to be a digital resident in this country. So there's a new option for you. I think it's only $267 for a year. Did you know, like, these people have it so messed up in this country that there's this thing in the crypto community called an airdrop. And what that is if you participate in a network or you're part of a network, over time since you were there, what will happen is they'll just give you coins into a new project for just being a member of the other one. It's not, they're like, these companies aren't tied together, but they're trying to distribute it evenly so that way everybody across the board that's been in the ecosystem gets free coins. You get what I'm saying? That gets part of the project. Did you know here in America you can't do that? They won't let you. Like I went to go claim an airdrop the other day, and on the top line it said, if you're in America this doesn't work. And I got hit with Gandalf. Yo, Nami, that was pretty good. Y'all hit me with the Gandalf and told me you shall not pass. I fucking died, yo. I fucking died. Good job on that. But seriously, you can't participate in these projects if you're an American citizen. Why? Why can't you get free coins? Why can't you get free assets? But everywhere else in this other country can. Like, do you understand what I'm saying to you? They're going to prevent you from being able to get money free. They're stopping you from getting free wealth right now. If you're in the crypto community, you can't get you can't get free assets. You can't build generational wealth up for free. They don't want you to because they want to. They don't want you in the projects. They don't want you putting money into it because they want to sink all their money in and buy it on the low, because the cheaper you buy it, the more profit you make. And then as soon as they're all in position, they're going to push it. They're going to talk about it. The news is going to go crazy. That's why I said FOMO is real in the first video, because I'm afraid a lot of y'all are going to get in late and try to make your money, and then all y'all are going to lose and get burned by it. That's the game they play. Right now, it's misdirection. Next year, middle of next year, after the Bitcoin halving, the tone on Bitcoin will change, and they'll be like, oh my God, look at the price. It'll be in the news like multiple times a day, everywhere. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Soon your grandma will even be talking to you about it. it's going to be that serious. I mean, maybe they already do. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you lose access to so many things just because these banks want to stay in control and our politicians are paid for. And in that misdirection, like, I just want you to know, like, I think it's wrong. You know, that's why I like these communities. We can build them. They'll be better. You know, we can code out corruption where everything has to be done in the way the Constitution's written. I mean, that's how it should be. But you got all these people that are in power that think that they don't work for us, that think that their duty is for themselves because greed has taken hold. Now, I don't fault you. I mean, money's a drug. Money's a powerful drug. It'll make people do some crazy things. Fame will too. Being put in a spotlight, it'll change you because you don't know what you're going to do until you're there. And I agree. Like, I know that's pretty bad. Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this angle. But yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't know how I feel about all that stuff. I do know about what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna keep investing. You don't have to do what I'm gonna do. Like, I feel like I'm taking a risk, but I'm gonna keep investing. I'm gonna keep putting money in these projects just because I know it's smoke and mirrors, and if it's not, I mean, what'd I lose? A couple drinks, a couple things that are probably bad for me. Bad habits. I've gotten rid of all my bad habits. I don't smoke no more. I don't do none of that. I just work and learn, and I'm trying to get my business off the ground, and I got this channel I'm working on. I got another channel I'm about to start. Whew. I run my boss's business for the land surveying stuff out in the field, which I love that stuff. Like, having to remember everything that I do on the properties is kind of hard, especially when you start doing like multiple properties and you got 100-acre properties, 2-acre properties. Anyway, it's a different topic. I just love surveying. I love being outside. And I just want to be able to do more and be less stressed. And that is why crypto is good for me. So it comes to my attention, most of y'all are not subscribed to my X. And this is where I drop most of the alpha. This is where I do a lot of my searching for news, articles, try to figure out what's going on, looking for new sources, stuff like that. This would be the place to come for news. So go ahead and give me a follow. It is at Mr_Creekside. And that is, again, at Mr_Creekside. Please give me a follow on X. You won't regret it. If you learned something new today, I'm pretty sure I dropped a few links down in the bottom. A couple things for you to look at. Help you on your beginning search to research everything I said, because I want you all to do your own research. Remember, not your keys, not your coins. Remember, stay safe, fool. Stay safe, fool. Alright, I'm just kidding. Stay safe, guys. And make sure you read them smart contracts that y'all are signing if y'all are getting in them NFTs. We're going to cover those in another video. We're going to start looking over some of these blockchains. We're going to start looking over some of these projects, and I'm going to show you why crypto is the future. So if you like what you heard, well, I mean, I'm sure with the topic that we talked about, I'm sure you didn't like what you heard. But if you liked my delivery, if you like the content, please drop a like down below. Dislike it if you don't. You know, comment down below what you want to see changed. Comment what I could do to make this better for y'all. And then, you know, if you have any questions about this topic, feel free to ask. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular person just trying to get by. Blue collar, you know, that's why the company colors are blue.